Hi everyone. Alright, in this video we're going to keep talking about Unit 5, but now we're going to get into logarithms, and we're also going to talk about solving. Alright, so first things with logarithms. First, let's make sure we know how to say it. Alright, log base 7 of y divided by 3x squared. Alright, down here. 2 times log base 8 of x. Log base 8 of 5. 3 log base 8 of y. I promise you it helps. Otherwise, I wouldn't emphasize it so much. Alright, anyway. Expanding. Expanding means that we're going to break it apart. So it's going to look more like this when we're done. Alright, so I'm going to first figure out how many different pieces I have. I have a y, I have a 3, I have an x squared. So I'm going to give each one a log. Log base 7y, log base 7 3, log base 7 of x squared. Okay, now anything that's on the bottom of your fraction deserves a subtraction. So that's what I did. Okay, last step is we don't want exponents in our logs either. Expand pretty much means break it apart as much as humanly possible. So exponents go to the front. So my final answer here would be log base 7 of y minus log base 7 of 3 minus 2 log base 7 of x. And that's it. Okay? Condensing is just the exact opposite. So I'm starting with this, and I want to go back to this. So the first thing I do, just try and work backwards, right? That 2 needs to go back to become an exponent, then we can put it all together. So that's what I'm going to do here. Any coefficients, I'm going to put back to being exponents. So log base 8 of x squared minus log base 8 of 5 minus log base log base 8 of y cubed. And then we put it back together. So only one log base 8, and everything else should go in parentheses. Okay? The first one goes on top. Then anything that comes after a minus goes on the bottom. So divided by 5 and y cubed. And there's my final answer. Okay, let's talk about modeling. That's this one right here. This is modeling, and that's strictly using the calculator that we're going to do that. So write an exponential function, y equals a times b to the x, whose graph passes through these 2 points. Alright, when you are given points and you want a model, a function, we're going to use the stat button on our calculator. Alright, so I'll show you right now. In here, you're going to press the stat button, and you're going to go to edit, and type in those points into L1 and L2. So let me clear out what I have. So 1, and then 1, 6, and my next point is 3, 24. Alright, once your points are in, go ahead and quit out. Go back into stat, but this time go over to calculate. Alright, it says a times b to the x, an exponential function. So if you scroll down far enough, you will get to a point where it says exp reg. That is exponential regression, right here. That's what we want. So press enter. You should have the right things right here, L1 and L2. And press calculate. And if you get the same answer I did, then you know you did it right. Y equals a times b to the x, right? Just like we have here. But a is 3 and b is 2. So that'd be y equals 3 times 2 to the x. And we can't simplify. That is our final answer. Alright, moving on, let's do some solving. Okay, solving is so important. So important. Okay, if you have an exponential, guess what you use to solve? Logs. If you have a log, guess what you use to solve? An exponential. Okay? So, think about which type you have. Use the other to get rid of it. This right here is an exponential with a base 10. Alright? So I'm going to get my base alone, and that means get rid of this 3 first. No one likes those extra numbers on the end. Alright, but once your base is alone, we use a log to get rid of it. And that means a log with the same base, so that it cancels out. Okay, So now I'm just left with 2x over here, and I have a log base 10 of 5. Now to type this part in, I went over it in the last video, but in case you didn't see that, this is how we do change of base to type it in. Or, remember, a base 10 is actually a common log. So just log of 5, it's implied that there's a base 10 there. Alright, I'll show you both so you can see they're the same thing. Okay, log of 5, close, divided by log of 10. Okay, there's my answer. And then log, just log of 5. Because again, that is a common log that has a base 10. So you see, same answer. Now, that only works with base 10 because this right here, look right above it, see that 10? That's a base 10. Just like ln is a base e. Okay, it only works if that has one of those bases. Otherwise, you have to do it the first way. So my answer here, or I'm sorry, not my final answer, I end up with 2x equals about 0.699 divide by 2. And I'm just going to do that straight in the calculator, divide by 2. And there's my answer. Now it says round to the nearest hundredth. That's 2 tens hundredths. So that's about 0.35. Okay? Alright, letter B. Letter B has the word log in it. So I can tell this is a log function with a base 5. So what I'm going to do, it already has a log. So don't you dare write another log, right? That wouldn't make sense. Instead, I just put a base 5. That means a 5 right in this spot so that it looks like it's 5 to the log base 5 of x, 5 to the 2.7. Because what happens is those end up canceling out. You're just left with x. And then in your calculator, you just need to type 5 to the 2.7. So 5 to the 2.7. And again, round to the nearest hundredth, that's 2, so 77.13. And there you have it. Alright, now this obviously doesn't cover every possible example we could, so if you have more questions, feel free to ask in class. This is just meant to give you a basic roadmap in terms of how to solve some of these problems. Alright, happy studying. See ya.